Hi guys, I'm Mike with the School of Self-Reliance. We're back again today. I don't want to become too much of a gear review channel, but I am going to review another knife today, and it's the Cold Steel Recon Scout. It's got a 7-inch blade, a Creighton handle. It is a hidden tang knife, but it's a good thick tang. Comes with Cold Steel's signature Secure X sheath. And it, honestly, it's not a bad knife at all. I've been using this one a little bit for a while now, and I kind of like it, but I have to say, it is not a Trailmaster. And what I mean by that is if you go ahead and look at the handle very closely, you see how this one is checkered. You'll see the size difference between these two handles. This one, a little larger. It's got a much more aggressive checkering that feels better in the hand, and actually, quite honestly, it's a little easier to hold on to. This isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but this is better. And as far as the blade, it's got the same geometry as the Trailmaster. It's the same thickness. But when I look at things like the guard on this knife, the fit and the finish on this knife is not nearly as good as this one. There's some little rough spots on the guard, a ding or two on the underside and on the top side that are visible. There's none of that on this one. There's even a couple little kind of imperfections along the grind mark up here on the top of the blade, and this one doesn't have that. The Trailmaster has none of that. It's perfect. I mean, it looks like it was done by a jeweler. And this one not so much. And I was surprised by that because this knife is only about $30 more than this one. Don't take what I'm saying wrong. I like this knife. I think it's a good knife. But there's much more attention to detail in this one than in this one. And that was surprising, especially for a $30 price difference. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little chopping with the Recon Scout. I like to use standing wood for a chopping test because that's more realistic. That's what you're going to be cutting, most of the time. You're going to be chopping down something that's standing, not laying over. Short work. That's really nice. The blade geometry for this knife is really good for chopping. And when you're chopping, this Creighton handle is really nice because it absorbs most of the vibration. But you can see the kind of bites I'm taking out of this wood. And they are big bites that are being taken. So it cuts nicely. It just removes material. It's a lot like its big brother, the Trailmaster, in that respect. Just look at that. Deep. I didn't even swing it that hard. And it just bites. That's one of the benefits of a knife like that. That's one of the reasons why I like a 7-inch blade knife, is the chopping potential. But it's a great chopper. This knife is made currently in SK5 high carbon steel. Soon it will be available, like the Trailmaster already is, in 01 tool steel. And honestly, if I was going to buy one, I'd wait for the 01. This one is SK5, and I had it before I actually knew that it was going to be available in 01. 01 is a significant step up from the SK5, although this SK5 is pretty nice. And I have a suspicion that after these are available in 01, the SK5 versions will probably become a lot cheaper, and you'll be able to get one online, so you'll end up getting a really good knife at a really good price. What we're going to do is a little bit of, see if we can feather this up a little bit. You see what I mean about just, it's got great chopping power, great cutting power, period. This thing You can feather. It just works. I mean, it will just bite and just do a wonderful, wonderful job on pretty much whatever you're asking it to do a job on. It'll happily do it for you. Go ahead and get in on that if you would. And even though it's a larger knife, it's not unwieldy. It's really easy to use, and it just cuts like a scalpel. I think Cold Steel did a really nice job on this. There's a bunch of knives that they make that I don't like. This happens to be one of them that I really, really do like. This one and the Trailmaster. And it is a hidden tang. It is what some people call a stick tang, but it's a really strong one. And I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, these fail. You know, I've seen them broken off right at the blade, you know, blade and handle, it'll just break right off. All of the ones I've ever seen break have been broken because somebody took a really big log and beat the hell out of the knife trying to beat it through another log. And, you know, if you've watched my other batoning video, you know I'm dead set against batoning. I'm going to make another video on batoning, but just because somebody beat this with essentially a giant club and it broke doesn't mean it's a bad knife. The only ones that I have seen fail online or in person have been ones that have been being beaten. Any of them that I've seen chopping or being normally used, I've seen some of these things that are 15, 20 years old, and they have had the hell beat out of them. So it's not a weak knife, it's actually a really good knife, and it's one that I really like. It fits into my philosophy of, you know, a 7-inch blade. This blade is still nimble enough in the hand that you could joint out an animal, skin it out, use it for the normal tasks that you would think of in the woods, but it also has fighting lineage. You know, this double guard, so you can hold it in a saber grip or a fencing grip so that you can fight with it. All knives that are built for the fight, you know, you can always tell how they're built and that they have that, because they'll always be able to be gripped in a fencing grip. So this one, combat utility, could be a nice survival knife, but anyway, the Cold Steel Recon Scout, I really like it. It's worth the money. I don't think it's quite a Trailmaster, but it's still a really good knife. I'm Mike with the School of Self-Reliance. Thanks for watching, and if you like what we do, like us on Facebook, watch our videos, share our videos. Thanks again for watching.